welcome to Rave Green Magazine. I am SSU soccer editor Rich Michelson. Joining me tonight is that crazy Sounders fan, Abe DeWeese, SSU soccer editor. How you feeling tonight, Abe? I'm ecstatic.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. I'm ecstatic, elastic, and enticed by this very win today. You know what, though? I wasn't always. At halftime, I was really worried. I thought this game was going to go really poorly once Castillo from FC Dallas knocked in that first goal. He beat Zach Scott one-on-one, then he beat Stephen Fry, and I thought to myself, holy cow, here we go.
Here we go again.
We're about to get bounced right from the playoffs.
Yep. You and me both. We're Seattle sports fans to the core. We're like Boston sports fans used to be. It is totally despondent, easily driven into that cynical, death disfiring downward spiral of depression and cynicism. But I have to say, I was very pleased with the change that happened in the game in the second half. Second half, the Sounders came out. They played a little bit loose. They played a little bit crazy, and everything changed when Valdez came in. Nelson Valdez, our fourth designated player, I guess, because the new
ruling that allows for
yeah.
When I saw the original lineup and I saw Papa on that right wing, and last Wednesday, we did so well with Nelson Valdez on the right wing. I thought to myself, why are you putting in a smaller, slower guy?
I agree with you there. Papa though does have some ability. He has some chemistry with Dempsey and Martins up front. He has the ability to shoot. He scored a very nice goal against Real Salt Lake a couple of weeks ago. So that's certainly there. He has been pretty effective, but he was totally bottled up tonight, ineffective at best. Valdez comes in.
I was wondering. Hang on. I'm sorry. I got to interrupt here. I was wondering, why don't you have Papa maybe taking the Osvaldo Alonso, back the midfielder in the back position over Andy Rose? Because on the wing, Papa doesn't have the speed to catch up with these guys.
I think that quite frankly, he's just not good enough defensively or disciplined enough. This is a player that Ziggy Schmidt has said for 2 years, I wish he would play closer to the sideline. I wish he would keep some width. He always loves to dive into the center, which is great for playmaking ability, but it also clogs things up. In the first half, you saw that. In the second half, you saw the Sounders keep the width. Ivanschitz on the left, and then later switching to the right. I will tell you the key moment of the game. The key moment is Papa comes off, Valdez comes in and takes Dempsey's spot up top.
Yeah.
Because Dempsey goes back to midfield. I don't know if anyone realizes this, but Dempsey used to play midfield, and he was
midfield at Fulham, right?
Yeah, he played midfield at Fulham. He played midfield with Tottenham, and he played midfield in MLS when he was a new player breaking into world soccer. And he was very, very effective. He was a very good offensive player. And at the national team level for a few years, he played on the left with Landon Donovan on the right, and those were really great years. So
right,
he was.
They moved him to the right? Am I correct?
Well, actually, they moved him to the left midfield spot of all the Schitz to the right. Yeah, it was great. Key moments in the match, you got Ivanschitz. I don't know what he was doing, or he was totally out of position. Great run. He just decides, you know what? I'm just going to take this ball and I'm going to run down the field until someone stops me, and I'm going to shoot if I get close enough.
You know what, though? That's not an anomaly. That was the third time in the game that he did that.
Absolutely.
He saw that there was a breakdown on attacks, that there was something with the way that Dallas bunched up into the penalty box, that he decided, even though Ziggy Schmidt loves for our guys to get into the box before they shoot, he took it upon himself to make a shot from like 22 yards out.
Absolutely. And I was thrilled. I whooped, and my wife glared at me, and she's like, "Don't wake up the kids." And I whooped some more. So hopefully I'm not in too much trouble. But what I wanted to say is that it looked like a carbon copy of his strike against Vancouver from probably about a month or so ago, when we got up to Vancouver and he hit a cross court type of shot, upper right hand corner, and he finally found the Dallas goalkeeper, who is average at best, finally caught him enough out of position and was able to beat him, which, I mean, that goalkeeper was just living on the edge the whole game. There probably should have been 3 more goals in the back of the net for the Sounders tonight.
Yeah. But you know what, though? What I saw from FC Dallas was that their counterattack probably is either the best or got to be in the top 3 of all of the MLS. Those guys know how to just sit back, turtle up, and then come back on the strike. And it was going to be hard for us, unless we did a strike like Ivan Schitz did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it certainly was. Dallas was basically healthy top to bottom. This is a very young team, young legs, and they have a maestro in the center, Mauro Diaz, who's like 34. But you wouldn't know it by looking at how he plays. And he's got all these young guys that he can just kick balls to. Just so you know, the goal that they had, we had a chance in the box, a really, really good chance. Their goalie gets on it, throws it out. There's an outlet pass. It goes to Mauro Diaz. He then hits Castillo on that counter where he gets behind Zach Scott, splits the center defenders. Total time, Abe, 13 seconds.
Right.
I mean, just ridiculous. It kind of looks like how the Sounders used to look about 3 years ago when they had Martins, Dempsey, and Eddie Johnson all on the field at the same time. Like, just stay back the whole game and then counterattack with a ferocious thing. And I think we're going to have to watch out for that coming up. So tell me what you're looking forward to or fearful for our trip, Seattle's trip, back down to Dallas next Sunday night.
Well, okay, so
Abe, I'm going to have to interrupt you right there. Before we get to that, I'm a little annoyed here. On our show that we put out on Sunday night, every Sunday at 8:30, we play a segment called Buy, Sell, or Go to Hell. And
folks, this is our technical director, Bob Lucky, who has decided to interrupt our show.
You totally blew me off when I asked the question, what about our contributing soccer writers, Kevin, Keela, and Ian Oopjee's Lonely?
You want to know, in the middle of Rave Green Magazine, if we want to buy their jersey, sell their jersey, or tell them to go to hell?
You're damn right.
I guess we owe you an answer, don't we?
Yes, I think you do.
Let's see here. Okay, so Keela and Kevin Eubanks, there are contributing soccer writers. I don't know, Rich. I'd say buy their jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the soccer editor. I love all their work. Anytime they put something up on the site, it is fantastic. So I'm definitely buying their jerseys. I'll tell you what I'm selling, Abe. I'm selling the fact that we haven't been able to get them on the show, and I'm selling the fact we haven't been able to get them on the live show. We want more Kevin, more Keela.
All the time.
But you dodged the third.
Instead, we're stuck with Ian Oopjee's Lonely.
Oopjee's Lonely.
Wait, lonely or is it loney?
Well, he's married, so I'm not sure.
It's no longer lonely. It's, I guess, just loney.
Loney, yes, that's right.
All right. Well, for him, boy, oh boy, I'm going to say buy the jersey for Ian Loney because it's probably in the discount bin at Walmart. And that's what I would do. I'd go to Walmart and buy his jersey in the discount bin.
Well, if it was just him that we had to take into consideration, I would say go to hell. But for the sake of his lovely wife, who he definitely married up for.
Oh, no, yeah.
I definitely married up, right? Absolutely. So just because of her presence in his life, it's definitely a buy.
Well, that's the only reason why I buy it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I want to make sure they have money to buy food for their kids.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
Have these answers sufficed for you, Bob?
Yes, they have. Thank you very much, Abe.
We appreciate the comic relief, R2D2.
Beep boop. And we can't say that on the air.
All right, Abe, back to
yes.
Back to what
left.
What do you? We're talking about the return leg to Dallas next Sunday.
That's right.
So, and I got to just jump in here. One thing that I loved today was the ability to watch soccer for basically like 8 straight hours. MLS has done a great job. They put all 4 playoff games back to back tonight. And it was just awesome. If you want to watch soccer, this was intense. It was fun. And I'm amazed that they've come up enough to be able to get that pulled off. But let's go back to the game. Next Sunday night, Dallas. We have to go to Dallas. Actually, it's not even Dallas. It's a suburb of Dallas. I can't remember which one.
Frisco.
Frisco, yeah. So tell me what we should look for and what you're scared about.
I'm worried that we have to go down there while these jerkwads in Portland and Vancouver basically are running a freeway series. The only thing I got to say about that is that at least we get a full week. My first worry was that we're going to get like shortchanged on the days, but it's going to be next weekend, so it's not like another Wednesday game. When we go down there, here's the problem. We have a 2-goal lead on. We have 2-goal lead on Dallas.
One goal lead.
Well, it's
2-1.
Okay, let's call it 1.5.
Okay.
Because that away goal counts. Let's just call it a half. It's the tiebreaker. I'm not a big fan of the away goal as the tiebreaker, but this is not a big lead. We've seen this team score before. There was a game that I watched where FC Dallas hung 4 on the Whitecaps, and it was an utter disaster. And this was during that period where the Sounders weren't very good. And this was that very same period where FC Dallas went in and took the West, basically. Took it from us. We had it. But what I'm worried about, in addition to that, is we have no Osvaldo Alonso. Where is he? Injured again. And that's what I'm really concerned about. That is the key cog. That and Brad Evans, the captain. You know, there's some serious weakness in that defensive line.
I would agree. We definitely have some worry there. I will say this. I'm worried that next game Tyrone Mears will again be called upon to bring up the offense on that right wing, and Fabian Castillo will make us pay again. Because if that's the one play. It's the one play. Dallas looked.
Why can't they flip that? Why can't they have Fisher bringing it up? Fisher's got that DeAndre Yedlin speed.
Yeah.
Is it because they want Ivanchitz running that side? Is that what the deal is?
I'm not sure. Actually, Mears and Papa were on that right side. So was what was I going to say?
Well, so was Zach Scott.
So was Zach Scott. Yeah,
that's where
the
they
problem.
Attacking from.
What I would actually kind of like, if you'd like my druthers, is actually to see Andy Rose out there on the right side. Andy Rose has been something of a defensive stopper this year. He's come into a couple of games, like the game against Orlando and Kaká, who's one of the best players in the world. You know, he's on the Brazilian team. He's been the captain for the Brazilian team. Incredible playmaker. He likes to drift to the defense's right. He likes to go to offense's left. Andy Rose was called on in that game. He played right wing or right midfield, and basically between him and Brad Evans, they shut down Kaká. So I'd like to see something along that lines. The other thing to note is the reports are that Brad Evans will be back for next Sunday.
That's good.
Osvaldo Alonso still a true question mark. And hopefully
so we'll see Rose back in that position again.
Probably Rose or Roldan we'll see in midfield would be my guess.
Well, I was looking at the shot charts by the FC Dallas, and usually that's just predicated on what's available. I understand that, but a lot of their attacks didn't come from the side that I thought they were going to come from. I thought they were going to all come from Castillo's side, but they seem to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots from the right wing.
Yes.
So Castellano was bringing it down there with Diaz. Maybe the intent is to get it over to Castillo when he's breaking in. But, yeah, I expected them to attack, basically attack Papa and Mears on that side, but they didn't.
Okay, so one other thing I want to mention for our Sounders fans, our listeners, is that next Sunday, of course, the game will be on national TV. But I'm going to encourage you to do something kind of odd. I'm going to encourage you to mute your TV and listen to the radio broadcast, because Ross Fletcher, it very well could be Ross Fletcher's last radio broadcast for the Seattle Sounders. His contract has not been extended. And we don't know, if the Sounders don't advance, basically their season's over and he's gone. We're going to have a different Sounders. Yeah,
I agree with you. I think all of our listeners out there, all of our viewers should be checking this out. But Fletcher, they cut for cost reasons.
So the first
job.
He does a great job. So, of course, the Sounders have denied that it was a cost-cutting measure. But in this particular case, when you're dealing with rumor and innuendo, I typically happen to think that you got to trust the rumor and innuendo that local reporters dig up. I don't know the reasoning. Maybe they just didn't like his take on things. But I've listened to the Sounders broadcast on the radio, on my app, because, I'm not local to Seattle. And I have just absolutely loved his take, his insights, how he calls a game with calmness. And I'm saddened because I thought, give this guy another 10 years and he could become a broadcast icon like a Kevin Calabro, like a Dave Niehaus, great giants in broadcasting in the Seattle area. And now we're going to go another direction, and it'll be the third announcer in 8 years for the Sounders.
Yeah, I don't like that, especially when you're listening on the radio. Soccer is a very difficult game to listen to on the radio unless you have somebody that can build a word picture for you. Mm-hmm. And that's something that he's very completely adept at doing. And my only hope is that he's found maybe some other position that's going to put him on a national scale. Maybe on a national broadcast here or national broadcast elsewhere. I'm only hoping that we perhaps move a Steve Zakawani into that booth and pair him up with maybe another professional that we can find. But yeah,
right.
It's going to suck to see him go.
It's going to be sad. I mean, it's certainly not the hit that, the Seattle area took, say, when Kevin Calabro was basically the Sonics moved away and Calabro decided to stay. I mean, but still, it's certainly someone who has contributed to the rich broadcast history in the Seattle radio scene and the TV as well. I'm very sad that I won't get to hear him call games moving forward. So next Sunday. We don't know the broadcast time yet. It hasn't been announced. Look for the details tomorrow. We will have a preview article up on SSU this week, no later than Thursday. Look for some further analysis on why away goals suck by yours truly here. They are the stupidest tiebreaker ever known to man.
Not good at all.
Not good at all. All right. And then, check out our live show every Sunday. Check out SSU for the best in Seahawks, Huskies, Cougars, Mariners, and Sounders. Well, not Cougars yet, but maybe. Anyway, also, look for some other announcements from Seattle Side Up for further coverage of local sports teams. We've got some nice developments coming down the pike. Abe, any last thoughts on the Sounders before we sign off?
One thing I can just say is that this game, the outcome 2-1, when Dempsey hit that free kick, it renewed a vigor and a belief in this team. Mm-hmm. I think we can go down there and take this.
I totally agree. 100%. I will also say I hope the Sounders play reckless, because in the second half, the last 30 minutes or so of the game, they played reckless. They played loose. They played right at the edge between safe and completely out of control. And they are deadly when they play like that. They are at their best when they play like that. When they play in total control, they're really safe, ping the ball back around, play out of the back. I think they're less dangerous. I think they're less deadly. I want to see this team on the edge. And here's the other thing. If you're going to go down swinging, go down trying your best, go down trying to take it to the other team. So I'm really looking forward to this. Where are you watching the game, Abe?
I'm probably going to watch it in my house.
Oh, I thought you might go to the local watering hole.
It depends. It depends on what time it's at. It depends on what time it's at.
What time it's at. Okay, I get you. Okay, cool. Well, I will be huddled up in Casa Michelson, and I will be screaming. And I will tell you this. Hopefully, the game is not the last broadcast of the night. That's my hope. Fingers crossed. No more interference with SSU Live. So anyway, for our viewers, for myself, Rich Michelson, SSU soccer editor, Abe DeWeese, editor in chief. Good night and good luck.